Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up, what's going on, y'all? My apologies, man. I am extremely late getting in the stream, man. My fault. Outside doing some routes, running some routes or whatnot, man. We've been outside getting it in, man. Listen, I am in my element. What they say, what the kids say, I'm in my bag right now. I'm in my bag. But no, man, got a chance to get outside and run around, man, and play and whatnot. Katie basically trying to get back to the fundamentals, man. When I tell you it was it was a beautiful thing. But anywho, I do want to go ahead and get into this thing, guys. So y'all already know we on the road to become the best version of ourselves, and our mentor, our teacher, the person that we're learning from is the one and only Kevin Samuels. All right. So Kevin Samuels is basically helping us out, trying to school us, um, and teach us, that no matter where you come from, no matter, how you started, it's not about how you started. All right. It's about, how you finish the work that you're putting in to become better at whatever it is that you are doing. And so I want to get better when it comes to communicating. I want to get better when it comes to appearance. I want to get better when it comes to behavior. And I want to improve my digital footprint, because technically that thing is all over the place right now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to get into it, but it's a mess right now. But I feel as though, if we're learning from someone that if I'm being honest, when Kevin first started, when he was doing fragrance and whatnot, man, he even said it, man, like he felt kind of dorky or whatever, you know what I mean? And there are times that I do feel like, I'm a little bit on the dorky side, or I can improve when it comes to my appearance. And wait. Let me make sure. My bad, y'all. Hold on. Let me make sure we good. Let me check the audio real quick, because I'm just sitting over here trying to flow, and I don't even know what it sounds like. Let's see. Check the audio. Oh yeah, the audio is good. Okay, but yeah, there are times when I feel a little dorky or whatnot, man, and I do want to improve in all areas. So we're gonna focus on the A, B, C, and D: the appearance, the behavior, the communication, and the digital footprint. All right. Every single last one of those areas, I give myself an F. I am weak in. So, that being said, we're going to uh try to pay attention to, how Kevin started, and what he did and how he improved, like, over time. You know what I mean? We got to pick up some of the breadcrumbs, because he's unfortunately not here with us anymore. So, I feel, let's just watch and listen, man, and see what we can figure out. And the areas where it may seem a little bit dark, maybe we can get answers from somewhere else. Dadgummit. Hold on, y'all. Come on, fam.
What's going on, Notification Squad? What's going on, YouTube? Time to welcome to the jungle.
Hey.
Time to have a talk. Wait for some more people to join into the chat room. Hit that like button on the way in. Or,
Yeah, guys, if you're watching, y'all heard what Kevin said, man. Hit that like button, man. We gotta get these likes up. We gotta get these likes up and get this content out. Get this content out.
can't hit dislike because I ain't said nothing yet.
They gonna hate anyway.
Shout out to Notification Squad. What's up, family? What's up? Hey, Shelly. Glad you said that. Shelly Sterling said, hey, handsome. Hey, beautiful.
Look at him. Big Shirley.
All
No,
right.
I'm joking.
For those of you who don't know what the 3% is, 3% of the men in the world are above 6'2". 3% of all men are 6'2". I'm 6'4".
Wow.
I'm officially 3%.
Now, technically, I'm close to 6'1". I'm like six. Well, I'm close to 6'2". I'm like 6'1" and some change. But if I put on any pair of shoes, automatic. I'm
Percent.
It's time for me to get set up for therapy, and I use this.
know what I mean? Like that 3%.
It's difficult for me to say, but I'm gonna go into it. I was always raised to be modest, uh, but I am considered to be an attractive man. I always have been. So I'm over 6'2", classically attractive, single, and I make a nice living. 3%. Rebecca Lynn Pope made a video. Check it out. I'm going to link it in the description. Single. Yep. Single and available. That's right. I only have one child, my daughter, and she's from marriage. Rebecca Lynn Pope is a matchmaker, wife, Christian mother, such and so forth. She made this video, and the timing is incredible because she made this video about women's dating standards being unrealistic. Thanks, Cats. Women's dating standards being unrealistic. And she never said directly black women, but we know she was inferring black women. But a couple of weeks ago, Insecure had a broadcast, had this thing going on when people were talking about Lawrence is whack and this and that. So I've had a lot of guys had some interest in saying, hey, I'm like Lawrence. And I said Lawrence can.
I wanted to address this real quick, man. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Tell them again, bro. Tell them again. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, man. When you're coming in, hit me. I'll make sure I hit that like button. We're trying to, the like button is free, man. And we're trying to push this content as much as possible. We want to get the message out. All right. We want to get a lot of people to get on board with this type of message. Improving yourself. All right. At the net of it, improving yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, financially by having these talks and paying attention to, again, how he is moving like over time. So it says, is he, oh, okay. Is he mic'd up? Mic up? Is he mic'd up? I'm guessing so. I'm guessing now. Yeah, it does look like he has a mic now. Hey, good eye, Melanie. It does look like he has a mic now. That's interesting. Over time, man. Over time, he's getting better. I think that's a mic. That look
be
like a mic.
fixed. Lawrence has an image problem.
It looks like a mic.
I know him. I fix Lawrence's all the time. I've had more men say, man, I want to see that. Not only I want to see it, I'd pay to see that. I have women to pay to see. I've had women to say that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it a step further. I know many men like myself who are single, black, 6'2" or higher, well, making a good income, attractive.
It seemed like he was about to say something he didn't really want to get into. We understand, bro. We understand.
So we're the ones that Rebecca Lynn Pope was referring to. We're also the ones that a lot of these response videos from women are referring to, and a lot of guys. When the funny thing is, I typically don't tread into this kind of stuff because it's kind of dating stuff, but I see a lot of the women, and one thing
he just mentioned something about dating, but he just said that he don't typically like to get into that stuff. Interesting. Let me check the date real quick. This was 5 years ago. 5 years ago. It doesn't give an exact date. It should. Oh, here we go. September the 22nd, 2017. So he wasn't really, I don't know, it don't really sound like he was really dealing with the dating stuff.
I notice is they all have no avatars, and regardless of what their opinion is, I'm like, you guys have no idea what we want. No one's, you think you know what we want. So I'm putting together.
Real quick, guys, if there's any women in the chat right now, what do you guys think that men want? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to start that. I'm really just curious. What do you young ladies think that men want? Men don't say anything.
A small group of 3% guys, all black. We're gonna sit down and chop this thing up about this whole, what do our women's expectations unrealistic? I'm gonna tell you this. In my time of living,
Hold on, wait. What? Listen now. Facts. 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 PSF. Can we put that in any? What's the name, man? Peace? Bumping and grinding and foot. Man, come on, man. Somebody, hey. Hey, man. Let me go and start the same thing. Peace.
I've had more women approach
You
me
ain't never
who
lie.
know right off the bat, there's no way in heck we are a match.
Hey everyone, I'd like to tell you a bit about our white Premier low top sneaker.
Let me tell you something. Yes, when I tell you you're hitting on all mother loving cylinders, I want everybody, like regardless if you're watching this thing live in real time or if you're watching it on the playback, freaking absolutely. You hear me? Yes, absolutely. Yep. And yes. Absolutely, man. You're batting. What is I don't even know what the batting average is supposed to be.
And see, as a man, to say that you're an asshole. As a man, if you were to say that, you're rude. As a man, if you were to say that, you're cocky. Okay, let's just ask. I mean, let's be realistic. If you saw a classically attractive black woman with the body type everyone wants,
There we go.
and she was educated, she was
Mhm.
single, she owned her own business, making a nice living, jumping out of a BMW. Would you think a dude with 3 kids should run over there and holler at her?
Question. That's a great question, man. That is a fantastic question.
When he's driving a Civic? Men, we understand these things. Women, for the most part, think just because I'm cute, I'm in the game. So as a man, you have to learn how to say no and be nice. It's bizarro world because I've also been a bouncer at a nightclub and I've seen some of the baddest chicks, and women. I mean, it's funny when you're an attractive woman, you can turn a man down like that, and nobody thinks twice about it. They don't call, one or two guys will call you the B word, but in general, nobody's gonna throw shade at you. If you're an attractive man,
and most of those guys, listen, if a guy get in his feelings after a young lady turns him down, say no, or whatever, then it's safe to say what type of guy she's dealing with. All right, because men, I ain't saying real men actually do understand that. Listen, sometimes this young lady was out of my league anyway. I was expecting a no. I just wanted to just test the waters and just see what's up.
turn a woman down, you got to be a fag. You got to be lame. All this other kind of thing. Women today, I'm going to say it. Sisters in general, your dating standards are unrealistic. Of the guys that I know, the like-minded men, we don't want women like you. Let me tell you
Man, listen. Let me tell you how good God is. Let me say this, man. I want guys to understand that. Understand this, like seriously. Like I'm being completely serious right now. Guys, it is so many women you better be glad that you don't have access to. And I'm saying it because trust and believe I know it from both sides. Listen, I hung around with the guys that, most people would say, weren't that popular or would probably consider like on the lame side, whatever. You know what I mean? And, in that group, I oftentimes heard those guys be like, man, yo, I would love to talk to such and such. She's so pretty. She got a nice body. She got this or whatever going on. And also understand this as well. I also had an option to hang and chill with the what they would call the popular kids. You know what I mean? I was a football player, a starter or whatever. So people, and then I had like a different type of way that people looked at me because of, my past history or whatever. So I was kind of somewhat identified to some people as the bad boy. And understand this, I ran technically in both circles, or I had access to both circles. So most of those women that my friends were like crazy about, and trust me, we had a conversation. I was like, bro, listen, them chicks are headaches, bro. Trust them. You better be glad that you do not have access to those type of women, because first and foremost, their mindset is not where it needs to be. And this is why anytime I talk to a young lady, trust and believe she was never one of those popular brainless type of chicks. She was always super intelligent, took college prep courses or whatever, and she didn't hang out with them chicks that was for the streets. She wasn't with the loud crowd or whatever. Like my high school girlfriend actually ended up winning like what is it, class clown or whatever, but extremely intelligent, you know what I mean? But she just had like a goofy side to her. But anyway, when you fast forward that thing now, where are those young ladies that most of those guys had a crush on back in the day? That may seem like she had matured before she got older or whatever. Most of them chicks look used now. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to play anybody or whatever, but I'm keeping it a band. Most of those young ladies decided to deal with older dudes when they were, in high school. Bless their heart. And you look at them now. Most of them chicks look ran down. They done had a couple of kids. They are extremely like overweight, unattractive. They don't necessarily, it doesn't look like they appear to care about their appearance all that well. And I'm saying to my boys, bro, you dodged a bullet. Look at the young lady that you're with now. Most of my friends that I grew up in high school, they're married. They're married to very intelligent young women that are soft, and some of them actually had children. But the good thing is, after they had children, they stayed in the gym. They're working out. I was like, look what you have compared to what you wanted. Trust and believe you, bro. You lucky. You dodged a bullet. It's a good thing that they did sort of kind of listen to me. I mean, they still wanted, some of them still wanted to talk to those girls, but again, it's a good thing that those women didn't give some of those guys the time of day, because those women would have ruined their lives. I'm telling you. It goes back to the conversation that we were having about men being hunters and women being trappers. They done trapped a lot of guys and done sucked the life out of a lot of young men out there, man. You got to be careful. Now, keep in mind, there's some douchebag guys out there as well. You know what I'm saying? Oh, did somebody just say Cam? No, my bad. I'm just not looking at the. Absolutely not. I'm not camming up. I just came from outside, man. Listen, when I get back on camera, which may be tomorrow, I'm gonna look like I'm well put together. I'm not getting on camera out here looking crazy, man. Not that I look crazy, but I'm just not cam ready, man. So we're gonna keep it at why you gotta be so extra? Why you gotta be so you got to be one of the No, I'm joking, man. No, but we will try to cam up maybe tomorrow, man. If I jump in the shower or whatnot, man. I'm just not getting done with two different workouts, man. Had a football workout and had a gym workout. And we got this live stream started a little late. So yeah.
The kind of sister the average man wants. He wants a woman who's smart.
Mm-hmm.
That does not mean educated.
What I just
She does
say?
not have to have a PhD, an MS,
Nope.
a BS. She just
I'ma
needs
see.
to be smart.
Awareness is key. Awareness is key. When you say smart, listen, your sense of awareness, especially for a young lady, is so freaking important. Awareness is so freaking important, because when it's time for you to get with a young man or a guy, and hopefully, be cooperative, if you have that sense of awareness, that puts you so far ahead of other women, and it's going to help you help maneuver you through that doggone relationship, friendship, or whatever y'all got going on. Because I automatically know, because I have a sense of awareness that this guy doesn't like this. So I'm not gonna sit here and do things that's gonna piss him off. All right. It's a certain way that I should be behaving anyway as a young lady. And I understand that when I'm around him, he's around me, or whatever. I understand that there's a certain way that I need to behave. All right. Awareness is key. When he talks about smart, I mean, it's definitely a plus to have an intelligent young lady in your presence. Don't get me wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with having an intelligent lady in your presence. But I continue to say this. I keep telling, other young ladies this when I sit there and have the conversation with them. Awareness is king or queen. Awareness is going to keep you in the door. You might have some decent looks and you may be able to get his attention, and sex sex could potentially hold his attention for a little bit longer. But that awareness is everything. Understanding that man, learning that man each and every day, the do's and the don'ts. And listen, it's not easy. Cooperating with the right man is not going to be easy. That's why relationships are not for everybody. Most of y'all are going to have to change in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And the problem is most of y'all don't stick in there long enough because you don't want to put in the work each and every day. It's a lot of requirements.
We want women who are nice. We want women who are feminine.
Mhm.
Typically, driven men don't want aggressive, driven women because
Absolutely not. Nope.
there's no balance. We're both competing.
Yep.
A man who is 6'2", keeps himself in shape, wants a woman to keep herself in shape. I remember being on Match.com. Yeah, because it was like that. Me on Match.com. I write profiles for men. Again, I'm an image consultant. So a lot of you guys may not be able to check my website out, but I package people. I also help guys get ready for interviews, dates, men and women, but also online dating. I help guys write their online dating profiles. That's a professional service because a lot of guys fail online dating service profiles and women just laugh at them. I would have in my profile saying, hey, in the nicest way possible, here's who I am. Here's what I like. I cycle. So that means I'm a part of a cycle team. So every year I ride at least 5 100-mile races on a bicycle. Used to teach spin class. So in my profile, I would write, hey, I'm an athlete. I'm looking for someone who's athletic and in shape. And I even defined it. I said, let me define athletic, because since it's a pretty liberal definition, if you're 5'4", you need to weigh between 115 and 135. That's athletic.
Damn.
If you're over that, cool. Not my taste. Wow. You know how many women I had to sit back there and read that and tell me? I had a woman who was 5'4", 210, straight up cussed me out because I wouldn't go out with her. I got my PhD and I'm this, I'm that. She was sending me pictures and this. And I'm like, whoa. I was like, let's flip this. If you were a man.
Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. If you were a man, understand this. When you the problem is when you expect something. If you get something and you're happy, cool. But the issue that most people are having with this is you expect, because man, and most guys don't expect it. Like, if we get it, cool. But on the opposite side, you have so many women out there that expect. I expect that regardless of what I look like, how big I am, how short I am, or whatever. Okay, Melanie, I ain't mad at that 135, 5'6". Okay. Salute. Not bad.
If it's the other way around, if you're an attractive woman and a man like you approached her, would you go out with him? She said no. I was like, so why should I go out with you? Well, I just didn't think you would be that shallow. Usually, a man is well written, is well spoken, such and so forth. Yes, there are a lot of women today who have unrealistic standards.
How many women out there, they want a guy that ain't got no kids? Yeah, they want a guy that ain't got no kids, 6'5", make over $100,000, got all the time in the world to spend with her, got a big house, got a nice car, no hoes. What else? What else is it, man? Dress is nice, completely masculine. The president of the United States, extremely clean, clingy when she wants him to be, takes her out on dates, got locks. Like, what in the world, man? Like, got to have a chiseled body, working out every doggone day. Yeah, that sounds like that's about it. It's like, man, what in the world? I'm gaining though. I want to be 150. I don't think that's not a bad weight for 5'6", 150 pounds. 135 is not bad either. 135 at 5'6" is not bad. I don't think 150 is bad at 5'6" either. You know, as long as you're working out, man, and you know you're staying in shape, then I'm cool with it. No tummy, man. Keep them stomachs out of it.
Boris Kojo, Idris Elba. You know, I've hung out with guys who are NBA players, actors, some of the people in entertainment and in general. Men want what they look like. They want attractive women.
Facts. I don't understand why is that so hard to ask for. I don't understand why this is a stretch. Because oftentimes you hear a lot of women saying that they want a guy that makes as much money as them or more. Okay, cool. So how about, you know, when a guy asks, okay, I'll match that, but I want a young lady that's going to work out and stay in shape just like me. What's the issue? It shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be a disconnection. That should be okay. All right, cool. You meeting those requirements, so I should be able to rise to occasion and meet those, whatever those qualifications as well. Like, you know, you got a lot of women out here that say they want a man to have his own place. Okay, cool. They want a guy to have his own car, to have a job. Okay, cool. All right, cool. But it got to be some type of give and take, man. You can't just have standards and then expect the guy not to have any standards. I don't think that's fair. But I think oftentimes that is what we are seeing in the dating market now. Men are not allowed to have standards, but some young ladies are. What sense does that make? Please, let me know. What sense does that make?
Here's the thing, you know, there's not a problem. If a woman has an avatar that has her picture, she's cool with how she looks. Notice that the women who are going to probably thumbs down this video are probably going to put me on some kind of hit list. And you're going to have to go deep to try to put me on some kind of hit list because I ain't said nothing rude. I'm just telling the truth. I've sat on relationship panels. You know, I do relationships. Relationships to me are interesting. Women want Fabio. Women want unrealistic beyond the shadow of doubt. So here's what I want to try to do. I want to try to get together guys who fit that model. Now, 6'2", or hot or taller, single, attractive Black men.
Hey,
because people are talking about this kind of guy like he exists in a vacuum, like it's a thing. No, we're people, and to be a person like this, to be discussed almost as mythical unicorn like, you know, terms without anyone ever asking, what do you want? I got stories.
Understand this, man. Those guys that most women want, most women will value, you need to understand that you're going to have to come to the table with a whole lot more than what you think. And understand that more oftentimes than not, it ain't going to have nothing to do with your education. It's not going to have anything to do with your money. It's not going to have anything to do with, you know, the things that you have as far as a house and a car. Now, listen, at the bottom line, as long as you are taking care of yourself as an adult, is supposed to, those men don't give a fat baby's tail about anything else. As long as you are taking care of your priorities as an adult, Okay, cool. Now, what else are you bringing to the table as far as your femininity? Are you keeping up with yourself? Are you soft? Like when we have a conversation, how combative are you? Like your past relationships, like who left? Like I need to know these things. I didn't what did you leave? Like what was the reason why or whatever? I need to know what type of person I'm getting myself involved with before we even get, what I'm saying, go down that doggone lane. What type of person are you? Are you cool with your family and all that? Like I'm gonna be I need to know. Do you have any issues? You take any medications? Let me
I've
stop.
lived a life.
I don't I don't know too many people that take medications. I'm just joking, man.
I
Ain't nothing
invited
wrong
you
with
to her
taking
show
meds.
tonight. Okay. Yep. BGS, how are you, sir? Um, I still want to get you on the show too to talk about who you are behind the scenes. I'm working on that Lawrence video, and I think this dovetails perfectly into this because most of my clients are Lawrences. You know how many times I've been called lame, this, that, because I
Go
don't.
ahead.
Well, anyway, it's off the subject. So here's my thing. If you're a man over 6'2", you're single, if you're black, hit me up. Let me know if you'd like to be a part of the hangout, the discussion. I'm going to gather some demographic information about you. Thank you very much. I'm going to gather some demographic information about you because we're going to be challenged. If we sit here and talk on an open Google Hangout and people can't see you, they're going to think we're lying.
Mhm.
But I think it just would help to have a sample.
Absolutely, man. This is I mean, one of the videos that I have going, I'm gonna be putting out really, really soon. It is so important to have like some proof because so many people, man, they it's aggravating, but it's understandable. I can understand it.
Some people say, what do you really want? Um,
That's
because I know you're out there. You hit me up all the time and you tell me about, man, how weird you feel. I'm gonna be honest. It's weird to be a black man over 6'2" in this country. How can I say this? We're family. If all the women, if most of the women in Black America want men of my ilk, I've always had my choice of 10 plus to 1. Always. It's always been that way. No matter where I am, it's usually 10 to 1. Go to Atlanta, it gets ridiculous in Atlanta. It was
I
30
bet.
plus to 1 because the amount of black people, then a gay black population. So the only thing that really kept the thing that kept me from being such a dog and a hoe and all the other kind of stuff and just running through women was my father had 13 children. I promised myself I would never become that guy. Now, Laquan, you're 5'11". The 3%
There we go.
mark starts at 6'2". See, 6 foot is one thing, but 6'2" is 3% of the population in the world. But think
Dang.
about it. Ask yourself
Hang on, guys, at a 5. Ain't that
the
wrong with it, bro?
question. If you were the part of the population where you could have pretty much any woman, you fit almost any woman's type, what would you do? That's any woman, any black woman, and then also women of other races. Because if they're going to date a black man, they're like, if I'm going to deal with those slings and arrows, I want the cream of the crop or the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
But here's one thing I've noticed. 3% black men almost universally want black women. Boom. Almost universally want black women. So much
Really?
to the fact that we will go beyond. We will deal with the mess, the anger, the attitude, and all this other kind of stuff. And you would think we would have it easier because we're so wanted, right? We're
Pay attention.
so valuable. We're so sought after. You're over 6'2". You make 6 figures. You drive a foreign car. You got a college degree. You own your own business. But guess what, ladies? Those are the guys you tend to start calling Lawrence.
I diggity dog. Hey, He seemed like he's really starting to get in his element now, man. Like I do want to play some of his old videos, some of his old clips. That 1, 2, 3, when when he first started off, man. Let me tell you, oh man, anything is obtainable, man. Anything is obtainable through trial and doggone error, man. You just got to keep trying.
So do you really want it? No. That's why you hear so many black men saying your expectations are unrealistic, because even when you get that physical body type, if he ain't Tupac with a PhD, if he's not the dude off Power,
Power was up.
that's just what it is. Then you get upset because black men decide to go MGTOW, MRA, it more, and just say, I'm not dating. I haven't been in a serious relationship for 3 years. And it's not because I don't have choices.
Oh,
I'll get into that in another stream. The dating world today is crazy. Crazy. And as someone who has a little bit higher, I have a higher public profile because I'm on YouTube, such and so forth. I am more methodical, more thoughtful about how I date, what I do. And I know there are other men out there like it. Tell you about it, Mr. Samuels. Oh yeah, bruh. We're gonna have to set up the house and set it in the car. I can't do it from the I can't do it from the car. I don't want to do it from the car. I want to do it from the show and have folk call in. Yeah, you're 41 and no kids. You understand? One of my friends here in Oklahoma, he's an entrepreneur just like myself. He's my ace. He's 43 years old, never married, no kids.
hey, is he talking about Jeff? Is he talking about Jeff right now? I think he's talking about Jeff. Jeff the Style OG. I don't think I'm gonna have to check out Jeff, man, and see. Jeff ain't got no kids and never been married. That's interesting.
Has the same problems.
I don't know if it's Jeff or not.
So, to all
assuming.
the women out there who say you want an accomplished, attractive black man with these credentials, and say there are none out there, yes, they are. Tons of them. I've known Lawrence's my entire life, but I've yet to find a Lawrence who gets treated the way people say they would treat him if they found him. Let me say that again. You would think that if you're at the top of if you're at the pinnacle of all these things that women say they want, and you got all these women trying to get you, 10 to 1 black women, all these other women, if you finally say, okay, I want to get with you, Kathy, you, Deborah, you, Shanika, you think Kathy, Deborah, or Shanika would be like, oh, yes, I got one. Nope. You get in a relationship, they treat you just like Issa did Lawrence.
I think you gotta put it like this. Understand this, man. I'm not saying all, but some young ladies can have the mindsets of you know what, I'm gonna take it a different way. I think that a young man that is constantly on his purpose and is really and truly a masculine guy understands, how to lead, understands, when to put his foot down and remains that way. Like if that's you, be you. But I think that a lot of guys go into certain situations and they try to fake the funk. That's not a part of who they are. Like you being that strong masculine male that's not you. You're just putting on a certain type of front. And what ends up happening is over time, some of those young women will break it down. They will break you down, break it down. But again, if that's just a part of who you are, I think that no matter what, male, female, your girl, whatever, I think that you have some guys out there that are always going to remain masculine, is never going to allow anybody to disrespect him in any type of way, which means he's going to always keep people in line, regardless of who that is. Man, woman, child, friend, family member, no matter what. If you get out of line, I'm going to check that immediately. I'm not going to allow things to fly. So I have to kind of give a little bit of pushback and a little bit, I got to disagree a little bit when Kevin, says that. I think, again, if a guy if that's who he is, and I think that people are always going to respect him because that's who he is. So if you're trying to move a certain type of way to try to portray something, then before long, you're going to convert right back to what you're used to. But if you are that strong guy, understand this. It may be some people that may fall by the wayside or whatever, but that is never going to stop you from being who you are. And you're going to always keep people in line.
That's the truth. Lauren Success with 50 Cent Swag. And exactly, those are two different people. Unrealistic. We're going to have this conversation, folks. Always a power struggle. Yes, sir, master teacher. Always a power struggle. And ultimately,
I agree with that. It's always going to be a power struggle. Oh, absolutely. I think that people, not just women, but people are going to try you. This is life. This is just how things go. People are going to try you. Men, women, children, your children, somebody else's children. People in general are going to try you. It's always going to be a doggone power structure. I don't give a dang on how big you are, how strong you are, how fast, how quick, how much money you have, how much power you may think you have. Trust and believe people are going to try you and they're going to test you. Think about it. Parents, how many times have your children tried you? And now think about this. How many times do you think they're going to try you? Even after you done spanked, punished, put them, took their stuff, whatever. How many times do you think after you put them in their place that they're going to try you again in maybe some other way, shape, form, or fashion? Same thing goes for relationships. Listen, I'm going to test and see, you know what I'm saying? Well, she didn't say nothing about me leaving my drawers out. Let me see if I Oh man. She ain't said nothing about me leaving them socks out there in the living room. Let me see how far y'all some nasty. No. No, but for real, man. Like all jokes aside though, people are going to try you. You have to understand that, man. That's just how people work. That's just how people's brain work, man. Some people are just gonna push you or try you, and if they see they can't get nowhere with it, then they're gonna retreat and convert right back to whatever it is. But yeah, it's gonna happen. I don't care who you are or what you have.
I think we know where the ultimate problem comes from. In the Black culture in particular, we flipped the paradigm and allowed women to define what manhood is. We've
Absolutely.
allowed women to say what they want instead of making themselves wives if they want to be wives.
Absolutely. I agree with him wholeheartedly, man. You see this all the time on social media. How many women do you have on social media that will tell you what a real man is? I can define what a real man is, and then you look to the left and you look to the right. How many of those women actually have a man? You know exactly what a real man is, but you ain't got one. You don't know how to attract one. You don't know how to keep the attention of one. Yeah, he might get with you, sleep with you, and keep it pushing. But how many of you honestly are able to keep the attention of a guy that you honestly value? And understand this, I believe that it's possible, but most of y'all women do not want to put in the work. You don't want to put in the work to keep that man's attention. It's possible. Again, I believe that it is possible. I believe that any young lady can get and keep the attention of any young man. It all starts with your mindset. Where your head at? I need to know where your head at. Understand this, man. I'm gonna get my final thoughts after you.
And then allowing themselves to be picked. Guys, if you fit this demographic, if you fit this mold, you want to be on a hangout,
I
Let's
ain't got
talk
the
about it because
I
hell,
got
I don't know about you, but I feel really weird looking at some of these videos sometimes. I'm like, am I like? I feel like I'm under a glass dish being examined and poked apart. But hey, let's talk. Till next time, talk to you later.
Shout out to the late great Kevin Samuels for coming through, man, on the live, brother. Yes, sir. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. I absolutely love checking out these videos and doing these videos, man. I think that these conversations that he was having back in 2017 are still relevant today, because what he was trying to do is start the conversation, hopefully provide some insight for these young women that say they want a certain type of guy. Okay, you want a guy that's 6'2" or up. You want a guy that's 6 feet and up. You want a guy that's making a certain amount of money. You want a guy that's driving a nice car. You want a guy that has a nice place. You know what I mean? That has the freedoms and stuff in life. All right, you want that type of guy. And y'all are steady, instead of listening or asking the question, y'all are telling the market this is what a good man is, and this is what a good man wants or looks for in a young lady, without actually asking those guys, what do the type of man that I want or I value, what does he want in a woman? How often are these young ladies honestly asking that question and open and listening to what those guys want? Most of those women are not asking the question. Most of them, you can't tell them any dog. I know exactly what those men want. You can't tell me. Most men, and we're just speaking in general, most men want peace. She said it. Wait. Let me pull this up. Listen, I can't speak for the guy that's making over $100,000 or whatever. What did he say? What is it now? Like 150, 200, whatever. He's at the top 3% of men. I want to say that's like 300,000. But anyway, but a guy that's making a substantial amount of money, a guy that's over a certain height, a guy that has a certain type of net worth, a guy that has a visible net worth and all this, a decent digital footprint, a guy that looks nice, dressed nice, got all of these great qualities going for himself. I can bet you a bottom damn dollar that's at the top of his list right there. Shout out to Melanie. Appreciate that. I guarantee you that's at the top of his list right there. Peace. Provide. Listen, just be a peaceful person. I'm already at peace. But if I'm going to bring you into my world, at least be a peaceful person. Is that too much to ask? First and foremost. Because as soon as that young man gets home, are you going to be one of them young ladies that, baby, we need to talk? Fam, I just got off from working 10, 12, 15 hours. Like, what's going on? I ain't even got in the house good, man. Understand this, young ladies. If you're not coming with peace, you're not a wife. Wives bring peace, man. They are peaceful people. They're easy to deal with. They're not going to stress you out, cutting years off of your life. Next, after that, peace is a very, very important part. Like, we can't skip over that, man. If you're not a peaceful person, then that's something you need to work on before you become a wife. All right. Again, it starts with your mindset. All right. A peaceful person, it starts with your mindset. Next. Oh, man, let me tell you something. I had to go back and forth with so many people about this particular subject right here. This word. I don't know where we are right now that you have some people out there, some young ladies that believe that a guy does not want this in exchange for whatever it is that he's giving you. Time, money, resources, whatever. At the end of the day, a man, listen, yes, this is up there with the top of the things that he wants. But I think that we oftentimes get caught up in women not wanting men to really be men. I don't know no guy, no heterosexual male that doesn't want this. If I'm being nice to you, if I'm opening the door or whatever, understand this is on my mind. It may not be the first thing on my mind, but trust and believe he wants a reward for that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, thank you. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. I got you. But still want this at the end of the day. And I think that this right here is just another way for you guys to connect. All right. Again, it's not the biggest, most important thing, but trust and believe. Oh, it's on Front Street. It's on Front Street. Well, I want a guy that loves. Okay, yeah, you can throw that in there as well. But trust and believe. This right here. Can we make this bigger? No, we can't. All right. Trust and believe that right there. That is very important, very high on the list, and dadgummit is probably in every guy's top 3. Seriously. Every guy's top 3. I mean, we can argue and go with number 1. I really do believe that this is number 1. This is arguably number 2 or number 3, but it's high up on the list. And this is definitely a extra added bonus. I would say, because I think that peace, being a peaceful person, is going to come with that young lady being soft, being feminine, being cooperative. I think that pretty much ties into all of those different things. All right. And I will also throw in an open type of mindset. You know what I mean? Be open about certain things. Like, if you are not, let's just say, for instance, and I know some people are probably going to get offended by this. If you are not exactly what that young man wants you to be just yet, you have to be willing to be molded into that. So again, if you're not meeting a certain type of criteria, because you're gonna have a lot of people out there, he should love me for me. Yeah, it sounds good, but I don't understand why we have gotten to the point where we are so lazy to not want to become better. I'm not saying that guy should hang it over your head. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you 180. I want you to be 175. You ain't quite got. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, if a guy wants you to work out and you're not fit, you're not in shape, you're not there yet, but he's willing to stick in there with you, maybe help you, guide you, maybe even give you some insight on how you can achieve that, then you need to have an open mindset about that. Like, okay, all right, I got a man that's willing to stick it out with me, even though I'm not the person that I can be. Becoming the best version of yourself, even though I'm not the person that I can be. And I know that this is honestly going to help me be a better version of me, because a healthier me means that we'll be able to spend more time and more years together doing the things that we want to do in life, when we don't have to necessarily worry about health that much. If what that young man or that person is asking is going to help better you, then have an open mindset about that. And also food. Absolutely, Melanie. I agree. Ain't nothing like a nice home cooked meal when that guy gets home. Ain't nothing like a young lady that understands that, listen, my man is going to work. I'm going to make sure that he is fed. I got a plate for him, baby. Your plate is in the fridge or whatever, snag it when you're on your way out. Whatever. You know what I mean? Food, we can agree food is up there. I would say it's maybe in the top 10. In the top 10. But trust and believe, man, a lot of people skip over that piece. Peace is very, very important when you're dealing with certain type of guys, man. And if you're trying to be in a partnership, or you're trying to get with a young man that's maybe not, fully masculine, you're trying to get a partner or whatever, somebody that you can go back and forth with, then these things are definitely going to vary from person to person. But most guys that are on that purpose, they got their ish together. Oh no, you better come with this. You better come with these things right here. Best believe them 2 things right there. Oh yeah. As a young lady, you need to understand that, hey, I'm here. I got it. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for my my live stream, guys. Y'all, please check out the Truth Podcast, man. We'll be going live on there at 8 o'clock on the dot. Man, this is basically just going through season 1, man. Before we dive right into season 2, we have a lot of dope topics we're going to be talking about, man. In the meantime, between time, I think that these conversations are extremely important. The conversations that we didn't have, you know, in yesteryear that we should have had. But like they said, man, there's no time like the present. All right, no time like the present. And we're going to continue to have these type of conversations. We're going to continue to push this type of content and hopefully help people get to some solutions in their life, man. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be beautiful. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.